Hello, SirParts online subscribers, and welcome back to our Java programming series. This is topic number 17, Java arrays. So I hope you learned something in our tutorial for Java programming, and we are now on topic 17, and let's go. Okay, so our topic is Java arrays. Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for each value. So to declare an array, define the variable type with square brackets. So as you can see here, we created an array string, which is computer brand. So we have now declared a variable that holds an array of strings. To insert values to it, you can place the values in a comma separated list inside curly braces. So this one. Okay, so we have here our information for the different computer brand. We have Acer. Please do not forget to put that inside the double quote, and then you have the comma, and then another information here, which is Lenovo, then comma, then IBM, comma, then Dell, then lastly Apple. Then do not forget to close that with these curly braces, no, and also put a statement terminator here. So to create an array of integers, you could write this one. Okay, so you have int, this one is the array, then we have the name of the array, which is my number, then we have the different values, 10, 20, 30, and 43, 30 and 40. And to access the elements of an array, you are going to refer to the index number. So what is that index number? So we have here an example of our code. The name of our class is array code, in which please do not forget to save your program as arraycode.java. And we have here our array, example for a string, and we also have an array for integer. And Swat mentioned, this is now the index number. We have the very beginning of the array is the index is 0. So that this particular code system that out that print line computer brand 0 refers to this first entry of our array, which is Acer. And for the number, we have 1 here that refers to this particular number 20. So let's try to run the program and see the display of this particular code. So let's try to save, and then let's go to our program, and we will go to run, and I guess we need to edit this one. We will change this to array code, Java array code, and array. Okay, so save this one, batch files, and then after that we click run, and yeah, there's an error. Yeah, because array code supposedly that's only array code. So let's try to go to our program. Let's try to edit, look first our run. Yeah, this one, array code. So let's try to save. Once you encounter problems, what you will do is do not try to panic. It's really normal, and you can fix that. There you go. You have here Acer and the number 20 displayed on screen because okay, let's try to look at our code. Here in our code, okay, so there, computer brand 0 and my number is 1. So if we want to display 40, what should we put here? Okay, yeah, you're correct. That's if it's 40, that should be 3. Okay. And how about Apple? If you want to display Apple here for your computer brand, so you're gonna count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to change this to 4, and let's see if it will display Apple and number 40. Let's try to save. Then let's click run. There you go. We'll display Apple and 40. So much for that. Let's proceed to our next topic, no? Our next topic, which is changing an array element. So let's try to disable this code first. And that, by the way, just as a review, what is this one? This is called a multi-line comment, in which this particular code inside this are ignored by the program, as that's a comment. So next topic would be change an array element. So okay, how to do that? So change the value of a specific element, refer to the index number. So we have an sample code here. We need to disable the multi-line comments in order to enable the program. So we have here, same we have, let's say for example, there is a computer brand which is Kabayan. It's a Filipino brand, computer brand. And we want to change Acer by that particular name. So what we will do is we have this computer brand and the index, which is 0, is equal to Kabayan. So if we're going to display, computer brand 0 here, it will display Kabayan instead of Acer, since it is replaced by the string Kabayan. Same is true with our value for number. Okay, we have a problem here. My number equals 3 to 50. There's no 3 here. 0, there's 3, but that's 40, no? But we need to change this into 3 in order to see the result, the changes of 40 becoming to 50. So let's try to save, and then after that we will run the program. There you go. Let's try to look at the code, and there you go. We were able to change the computer brand from Acer to Kabayan, which can be seen here, and also our number for index 3, which is 40, it is now 50 because of this particular codes, no? We were able to replace the values in the two arrays, which is computer brand and my number. So let's proceed. Let's try to disable this one to proceed to our next topic for arrays. So let's try to maximize this one. I hope you enjoy doing programming, and it's fun to do the coding and solving some problems. And for the next topic would be array length. So array length, to find out how many elements an array has, use the length property. So we have the example here. Let's try to disable the multi-line comment. So here is what's new is this one. Okay, this particular area is just displaying text, and the next important one, this is the concatenator, in which this particular value is concatenated with this one, and also with this. So this is the code computer brand dot length, and it will display the number of elements in the array computer brand. So let's try to save this one and run it. Okay, and the length of the array is 5. So let's try to modify. Let's try to add another computer brand, which is Kabayan, and let's save this one. And after running this, it will display 6. Yeah, that's correct. The length of the array is 6. Okay, so that's easy. And we will now proceed to our next topic for arrays. But before that, we are going to put a multi-line comment here in order to disable the code. Okay, this is the next topic. Loop through an array. So you can loop through an array elements with a for loop. So you use the for loop and use the length property to specify how many times the loop should run. So, okay, so this is not new, and the new topic is this one. We use the for loop, and we have 3 statements here. The initial value, which is the index, and this one, second statement, I is less than computer brand that length. It will continue to loop if I is less than computer brand that length. So in this case, the length is 245. So if I is less than 5, it will continue to loop. Then we have here I++, in which it will increment with 1. No? So this will be our output every time the loop executes. So we have here I plus, what's this? I plus 1 plus period computer brand I. Okay, so I is initially started at 0. So after that, we want to start our number with 1. So that's 0 plus 1. So it will display 1 so that we could have a number. Then a period is added to that particular number, and then we will now display the value of that computer brand, in which on the first run the I is 0, and after that would be since 0 is less than computer brand that length, it will be added with 1, so it will loop again. It will be 1 plus 1, it will become 2, then the period, then the next value, which is Lenovo, and so on, until such time that the value of I is not less than 5. When would that be? It will happen only when the brand length, computer brand length, is equivalent to 5. So when I is 5, 5 is less than 5, that is false, and the loop will terminate. So let's try to run this code in order to see our output. File, save, and let's run this by clicking run. There you go. You have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we do with that in our code is, as what I've told you, we were able to use this particular line, this one, I plus 1, in which I at start is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. That is why it displays here 1, and it will increment same as with the I until such time that I is equal to 5. The loop will stop. Okay, so thank you very much I hope you understand that. If you don't, please try to do some comments, and we are going to disable this one so that we could now proceed to the next topic about loop. So we have here our next topic, loop through an array with for each. So there's also a for each loop which is used exclusively to loop through elements in arrays. So this is the syntax for type variable colon array name. So if you compare the for loop and for each loop, you will see that the for each method is easier to write. It does not require a counter using the length property, and it is more readable. So let's go now to the code. Let's try to enable the code by deleting the um, multi-line comments. So we have here, this is not new. This is we already know this one, and this is the code that we are going to learn on this particular uh, problem. So we have for string I computer brand, then system out that print line I, and it will automatically display the values of the string computer brand. So let's try to run that. Let's save and then run. There you go. Acer, Lenovo, IBM, Dell, and Apple displays on the screen. And so that is this is if you're going to compare this with the other one. Let's try to compare this with the previous one. This is easier to compose compared to the for loop. The for each is better compared to the for loop. Okay, so I hope you were able to do the codes. And for our next topic, for that we are going to disable this. Okay, for our next topic, it's about multi-dimensional arrays. So multi-dimensional arrays. So what is a multi-dimensional array? A multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays. They are useful when you want to store data as a tabular form, like a table with rows and columns. So how to create a dimensional array? You have to add each array within its own set of curly braces. So this is our example. Take a look at these symbols, and this is the name of our array. And we have two, no? We have two curly braces here. This is our first set, and we have the second set of our array. And to learn more on that, we have here our example for this multidimensional array. So let's enable this one. So there you go. You have this, and if you run this one, this is our code, and this is our output. Let's try to save this and run. There you go. The output is 5. The output is 5. Okay, because this is the value for that particular line. Okay, you can try to experiment by using one here, then try to save, and then let's try to run it, and the value is 6. That's correct. And if we are going to change this, if we're going to put here, let's say you put here 3, and let's say what would happen. I guess there would be an error for that particular code because, okay, yeah, there's an error because, and the error is index 3 out of bounds for length 3. Yeah, because we don't have there's no index 3 for that particular array. So the highest is only 2. So let's try to save and then try to run the code. There you go, it displays the 7. What if we are going to change this one to 2? File, save, and similarly, it would be an error because the index 2, there's no 2 for our line. We only have 0 and 1. So if we will change this to, okay, to, um, let's change this to 0 and 2. It will display, what do you think will be this display? Okay, you have 3. This is because on here it refers to our first index, first array, the 0, and this second one refers to the location of that particular array. So this one too is this 3, no? So if we want to display 1, we need to have this as 0 0. So save, run. There you go. It displays 1. If you want to display, 3, what would be the combination? That would be 0 and 2, because this is 0, 1, 2. And this is the first array 0, and this is the 1. So let's try to save this and run. Okay, there you go, it's 3. So let's proceed now to our next topic, which is looping through a multidimensional array. This is our last topic for this particular topic, subtopic for our topic. So loop through a multidimensional array. So we can also use a for loop inside another for loop to get the elements of a two-dimensional array. So we still have the two indexes. So let's try to enable this one, this particular code, and let's save. And this is our for loop. We have a loop. This is the inner loop. I think this is the inner loop. This is the outer loop, and this is the inner loop. So let's try to run the program to see our code. There you go. It displays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how is that? Okay, because here for our I, which is 0, my numbers that length plus I, it will increment, no? Looking at the length of our number, the length of our my numbers, and inside that we also have this particular looping, and the access for display is this one, I and J. So I, the index for I started with 0, and similarly with the J. So you have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and then you have 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2 for that particular looping. So I hope you learned something today about loops. Please feel free, loops and in arrays, no? In arrays. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something today about arrays. And please feel free to comment so that If you have problems, I could answer that. Thank you very much. Always remember learning is lifetime. Bye, everyone.